Here I go! Let's finish this once and for all!
Alright folks, before we start, question. What is your favorite Marvel movies or TV shows? And also, second question, when is the last time you watched a Marvel movies or TV shows? Answer them in the comments. So we're gonna talk about Ironheart, Riri Williams, and oh boy, it is cringe to say the least, and Marvel will get destroyed. Ironheart is coming on June 24th, which is in this case 3 months away. 3 months away, and it's gonna be a lot.
Marvel is still putting out content. Unfortunately for them, they're putting out content that even before we see it, when we get the first looks at the show, it gets mocked and ridiculed and laughed at because, quite frankly, no one wants to see this shit. And we got a first look at Ironheart the other day, Jay. Ironheart images reveal new look at long gestating MCU series. And long gestating is correct. Ironheart started filming and completed filming in 2022.
Oh my goodness.
And is yet to see the light of day. Now, they came back in 2024, 2 years after they filmed it, and tried to do some reshoots to help fix it and do different things. It sounds like it's going to be a nightmare because, quite frankly, everyone hated this character in the comic books. When you decide to try to push a replacement for Tony Stark, and it's a little black girl who's smarter than he ever was, who's cockier and snarkier than he ever was, and could be a victim and all this shit. People hated Riri Williams, Ironheart in the comic books.
Yeah, that is an understatement. That's what happens when you replace iconic characters. You replace someone who is insufferable. I mean, I think for me, my last Marvel movies is, of course, Avengers Endgame. No, Spider-Man No Way Home. That's my last one. But then again, ever since that, I don't know. What about you guys? What was your last Marvel movies and TV shows that you watch? Let's continue.
They decided they needed to bring her into the MCU, and why not introduce her in Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Well, how's this to get you excited, Jay? New look at Ironheart. Premiering June 24th on Disney+. This is coming out in a couple months on Disney+, right before Fantastic Four comes out. Could you pick a less enthusiastic first look, first picture?
I see that one. See this? Lockdown replies, folks. Okay, I think the problem is streaming service is that when you have streaming service, and not all of them are going to subscribe to this because most of them want to go to the theaters. And when you go to the theaters, there are certain things that cannot be filled, like characters like this. And it's a good thing that Spider-Man will not be on Disney+. It's a good thing though. So let's continue forward.
Then some of this...
Even she looks like she doesn't even want to be there.
This is probably 2 years after they filmed it, and that's part of the reshoot. She's like, God damn, I have to do this whole thing again.
I have to do this again?
And,
all right.
And you can see they decided to disable replies once they started getting a lot of negative ones over there on a place like Discussing Film. Here's another look at Ironheart. Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams in the Disney Ironheart series. You know what?
That looks better than the other picture, that's for sure.
It gets laughed at because it looks ridiculous, and they're pushing a character that nobody wants, and everyone knows it's going to be another flop for them. But what if I told you, Jay, about the premise for this series? Do you think it could change your mind?
Maybe.
It's like the look of that face shows that she doesn't want to be there. Seriously, I think the problem is that unlike in the East, you don't see people or actors in the East complain about politics. I mean, there are some, but they're few and far between because they keep their politics for themselves. That's the thing. In turn, their movies or TV shows were successful. I think all countries need to make a regulation. Put politics away from either their jobs or acting careers, anything.
What if I told you the premise for this series is that Riri Williams gets in with gang members in Chicago who they used to do...
Wait.
Mind?
Maybe.
What if I told you the premise for this series is that Riri Williams gets in with gang members in Chicago who they used to do illegal things, but now they're activists for the cause. Gang members turned activists in Chicago with Riri Williams as Ironheart. That's the series. That's the story.
I can't believe that that's true.
Well, there you go. Activists? Ooh, that is not a good sign, folks. What will we get? You're gonna get trans activists? BLM? This is definitely gonna flop. I know it's still too early, but when I see this word, we'll feel instantly dead on arrival, kaput, finito.
That's how Disney has described it in their little blurbs.
Can't believe they're gonna triple down on that type of stuff. Is she gonna march with Black Lives Matter? Is that what we're gonna see now?
Bro, this is 100% a project that was greenlit probably in 2020, right in the aftermath of all that shit. Like, there's no doubt. And they filmed it in 2022, came back 2 years later, tried to do reshoots to fix it, and it's still just been sitting there. And finally, they got to fucking shit this thing out. They should release it like Echo, all the episodes at once. Probably not going to happen. But
talk about making a show based on stereotypes. What the heck is wrong with them? A black Iron Man female goes with gang members. Good luck. My money is they're just going to release the entire series like they did with Echo, one shot. Like, one shot. There you go. Wasn't she supposed to be part of the new Avengers with all the other female superheroes that they've released this past few years?
Well, I think there's a chance you see her in, like, if they ever get that Young Avengers or Marvel Champions or whatever they're speculated to potentially try to call it, there's potential you see her in that.
They're not going to do it. I think they're gonna pull back from all this stuff. They're gonna release this and forget this character was even a thing in there.
She's gonna show up at like one fucking big moment in like Avengers Secret War. They're gonna have like a 2-second shot of her being like, yeah, let's get him or something, and that's gonna be it.
And yeah, they can't recast T'Challa. Like, figure that one out.
You know what? I think East can do a better superhero. I'm probably certain they're gonna use this for Marvel Rivals, which there's no doubt about it, they're gonna introduce one. And don't forget, next month is Marvel Rivals Season 2, April 11th. And they're probably gonna introduce this or introduced it a month before this one's release. Seriously, that is the word, activist. When you see this, and you hear that word, ooh, that is pretty much a bad sign. Not certain about the Young Avengers though, which I'm not gonna cover that out. That's another different story. Yeah, as cringe as this, but at this point, that word activist is enough for people to just tune out. There's probably gonna be references to BLM, Trump, White Lives Matters, or White Man Bad or something. I guarantee you the villain could be a white man. 100%. What are the chances are? And I'm certain the first trailer is going to get disliked into oblivion. Or at least gets 50-50. Depends.
Amazing! It's obvious you're much stronger than the average soldier. I hope you'll continue to use that strength to assist me in the battles ahead.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, theories, or you want to see me play games, or perhaps you are interested in trending topics. Visit my first and third and fourth channel up here, or link in the description.